Destiny 2's Monument of Triumph is here, and with it comes an all-new Void Warlock build. We're going to be taking advantage of the improved Nezarec Sin that got changed in this update, the brand new Soul Siphon Void aspect, and the brand new exotic hand cannon called Turncoat. We're going to go over all the aspects, fragments, weapon mods, everything you need to know to put this build together. And I also want to throw a special shout out to Lady Jade II for giving me the idea for this build. And if you guys want to be featured on the channel, comment down below what builds you guys are using and maybe I'll make a video on it. Now let's get into it.
Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video, come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
So first up, we've got to talk about the Nezarec Sin. This used to just have the Abyssal Extractors perk. Void Final Blows increase ability energy recharge rate, but now this actually pairs with the new Soul Siphon aspect. It states that combatants affected by Soul Siphon are suppressed, and defeating suppressed targets grants more time to Abyssal Extractors. Suppressing targets is really good in Destiny 2. With suppression, the target will be taken out of their active abilities, and they will also not be able to fire their weapons, and suppressing actually stuns overload champions. And then next we have the Soul Siphon aspect. Ready this aspect by striking a foe with your powered melee ability. Once readied, press the melee ability again to begin siphoning energy from all combatants in front of you, dealing damage and gathering overshield and class ability energy from each target. Soul Siphon's damage is scaled by the enhanced benefit of the melee stat. So you're going to want to get your melee stat as high as possible. As you can see here, I've got mine at 160. A max stat is 200. But you don't need to go all the way up to 200 to actually get a 200 stat on your melee, which I'll explain later in the video. So as you can see here, I'm going to throw off my melee and then it's going to activate the siphon. Now I have Soul Siphon ready, which you get for about 15 seconds. And then all I have to do is get near enemies and tap the melee again, and it's going to start siphoning enemies. Now I'm going to demonstrate that again, and keep your eye on the health bar and the class ability icon down here, and you'll see that we'll gain energy for both of those. And then we have the brand new exotic hand cannon, the Turncoat, mainly because with Nezarec Sin, you need to get kills with void weapons. And since this is new, I wanted to play with it. Lady Jade II actually suggested that I use Collective Obligation, the exotic pulse rifle, which is also actually a really good option for this. But like I said, this is a new hand cannon, so I wanted to use this. And if you guys didn't know, this comes with the exotic perk Latent Power. Dealing damage builds latent power, precision hits, final blows build more. At full power, you hold the reload button to activate Unleashed Power, empowering the weapon with increased rate of fire and hip fire accuracy and causing shots to weaken targets. After a short time, it becomes Overwhelming Power, which deals damage to you over time. Reload or stow the weapon to end these effects. So if you look in the bottom left corner, we have a little meter there, Latent Power. Get a headshot kill, it fills up, and it takes about 3 kills, and we got full power. Then you can hold the reload, does a little animation, and now it fires super fast, and it pretty much has the last word animation. Now let's get into the actual build. For the super, I'm using the Nova Bomb Cataclysm. We've got the Healing Rift to stay alive. Doesn't really matter which jump you have. You only got the Pocket Singularity, which is the little void ball that you throw out. And you actually get 2 charges with this, which is really nice. Then we have the Vortex Grenade because it does really good area of effect damage. Then for our other aspect that we're using, we have Feed the Void. Pretty much one of the best aspects in the game. You should always be running this if you're on the Warlock. Defeat a target with a void ability to activate Devour. Your Devour effects are improved, restoring additional health and grenade energy. So if we throw down our grenade right there, get the kill, we've got Devour for 15 seconds, and then every time I get a kill, you'll see our grenade will go up just slightly, and this will actually scale with your grenade stat. I'm not rocking a super high grenade stat, only at 50, but if you had it up at 100, you'd get a lot more energy back. But this build more revolves around the new Soul Siphon, so I built into the melee instead of the grenade. Then for the first fragment, we have Echo of Harvest. Defeating weakened targets creates an Orb of Power and a Void Breach. And remember, our hand cannon can actually weaken targets, so we can take advantage of that. And we're using Maligned Harvest from the artifact, which is going to create a weakening burst, so we can also take advantage of this. And for our next fragment, we have Echo of Exchange. Melee final blows grant grenade energy. So remember, I didn't build into the grenade much. I built into the melee. So keep an eye on the grenade icon. I'm going to throw it away, get a melee kill, and then get my Soul Siphon. And you get a crazy amount back. Look, I'm already halfway back to it. Do another melee kill, do another Soul Siphon, all the way back to my grenade. Then we have Echo of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you have increased duration, so we are going to be getting Overshield and we're going to be getting Devour, so this is just going to add to the timer that we have. Then we have Echo of Starvation. Picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power grants Devour. So we have Harmonic Siphon. That'll give us an Orb of Power when we get a weapon final blow. We've got Reaper after we do our class ability. That'll get us an Orb of Power. We actually have this new armor set with the Eutechnology robes. The two-piece states that rapidly defeating combatants with void energy spawns a void breach. So we have tons of ways to create orbs. Class ability, get a kill here. That gives us an orb. Or we can just rapidly defeat combatants, and then the armor set should pop us out an orb. Or a void breach, I mean. Just like that. And then our last fragment, we have Echo of Expulsion. Void ability final blows cause targets to explode, and we get plus 10 to our super. This is just a little extra cherry on top. That's it for all the fragments. Now I wanted to talk a little bit more about the Eutechnology robes. Like I just stated, the 2-piece will help spawn void breaches, but if you actually have a 4-piece, after collecting a Void Breach, your next final blow with a Void weapon triggers a detonation. The detonation is more powerful if it is triggered quickly after collecting a Void Breach. So I have the boots, I have the chest, I have the arms right here, and I have the helmet, but I do not have the class item. So just to demonstrate, I'm actually going to take the exotic off just to put on the helmet and the gloves. So now we have the 4-piece set. Once I get the entire armor set, of course, I'm going to keep the exotic helmet on, but just to demonstrate this detonation for you guys. So I'm going to pick up this Void Breach, shoot at these guys over here. And as you can see, we got that huge explosion right there. Oop, created another Void Breach right here. Pick it up. Boom, another big ol' explosion. That is really nice. So if you can, definitely take advantage of this. I actually was getting these armor pieces to drop when I was playing Onslaught, so I'm not sure if it's Onslaught specific or just the Vanguard Ops playlist. Now for my artifact, I am running the Tablet of Ruin. Goes really well with Void. We've got Volatile Marksman, Rapid Void Weapon Precision Hits and Rapid Void Weapon Final Blows grant volatile rounds. Detonations grant class ability energy. We've got Elemental Siphon. Rapid Final Blows with Kinetic Weapon or a weapon matching your equipped super create an elemental pickup that matches your equipped super. Elemental pickups grant matching super energy when they are collected. Got Maligned Harvest. Applying Volatile causes your next instant of Void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. Applying Weaken provides a small overshield. I was using a rocket launcher earlier, which is why I had this one on. Perpetual Destruction. Rapid Final Blows with non-exotic rocket launchers refund ammo and increases reload speed for a short duration. We have Unraveling Orbs. Picking up an Orb of Power or Tangle grants strand weapons unraveling rounds. I'm using the Mint Retrograde, which is why I'm using that. We have Void Flux. Defeating weakened targets with a Void weapon applies Volatile to nearby targets. Powerful targets increase the radius of the explosion. And then Horde Shuttle. Damaging unraveled targets with a weapon occasionally spawns a Threadling. Threadlings sever targets that they damage. Now getting into the armor mods, we have Harmonic Siphon for my Void weapons. We have 2 hands-on mods on my helmet to gain bonus super energy when we do melee kills, which we're going to be getting a lot of melee kills. We've got 2 melee fonts. Each one of these gives you a plus 20 to your melee, which is why earlier I said you only really need a 160 melee stat, because once these fonts are going, it pumps it up to 200. Then I have a Focusing Strike, grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a powered melee. On the chest, I have Void Ammo Generation because I'm using a Void Hand Cannon and a Void Heavy Weapon. I got 2 charged up mods, which increases the maximum number of stacks of armor charge, which is going to give us more uptime on our melee fonts. I have Stacks on Stacks. Picking up an Orb of Power grants you 1 additional armor charge, which again, more uptime for our melee fonts. I got 2 Invigorations, reduces melee cooldown each time you pick up an Orb of Power. On the class item, I have a Reaper mod to spawn in an orb when I use my class ability, and 2 Outreach mods, reduces melee cooldown when using your class ability. And that pretty much does it for this new Warlock Void build. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments, and let me know what builds you guys are running, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.